Hello, everybody, and welcome to TNTV. What is TNTV? We don't really know. We're kind of making this up as we go along. Topanga New Times video. How about that? TNTV. And this first segment is called Cat's Corner with Cat High. Check it out.
Hey, young Wimalyo. That's hello, friends in Hoopa language. I'm Cat High. I'm kind of a Hapa Hoopa, which means I'm a mixed blood in Hawaiian, and I'm half French and half Hoopa. So welcome to Kitty Wishje Corner. Kitty Wishje means butterfly in the Hoopa language, and I welcome the butterflies and everybody else here to my gathering garden. So today, what we're going to talk about is the first people of Topanga, first of all. The first people of Topanga, and I want to acknowledge them, are the Gabrielino Tongva and the Shumash. And they lived in this land for thousands of years, cared for it. So everything that they needed, they gathered here in Topanga. They gathered everything for their food, they gathered everything for their medicine, they gathered everything for their ceremony, and their material culture, which means their houses, their boats, their bows and arrows, everything came from the native plants here in Topanga. Fly is flying in my eye, sorry. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is the elderberry. The elderberry grows under the oak trees, and I have 11 oak trees here in my gathering garden, and elderberry thrives under the oak trees. The Latin name for elderberry is Sambucus nigra, and the Tongva word for elderberry is ku'ut, and they call ku'ut the musical tree because you can make our musical instruments, the clapstick, out of the elderberry. So I want to take you up and show you the elderberry, and we'll go for a little walk. We'll look at the elderberry, talk about gathering and the seasons, and then come down and taste a little bit of the fruits of the elderberry. When I go gathering, we follow a native protocol because we feel everything has spirit. We feel the plants have spirit. We feel the animals have spirit. The rocks have spirit. And there is spirit all around us. So we want to pay respect. And we go with a song in our heart. If you don't got that song, don't go. If you've been watching TV too much, don't go. And so I'm going to sing my gathering song. When I get there, I'm going to tell the elderberry that I appreciate what they're giving to us for this program, and I'm going to offer tobacco, and tobacco that I grow, that's a native tobacco in my own yard. So that's kind of our protocol. So come on, let's go. This is the elderberry, ku'ut in the Tongva language, and I'm going to sing my song, and it goes like this. Yana he yane, yana he yane, yana he yane, yana he yana he yana he yane, yana he yane, yana he yane, yana he yane, yana he yana he yana he yane. That means I'm coming. And when you're gathering, you kind of share what's growing. And the birds have been taking their share. So now it's time for me to take my share. I'm going to offer a little of my tobacco. Yes. I say, thank you so much for growing in my yard and bringing this beauty to all of us and sharing your music and your fruit. Oh. a little bit. I use a carrying bag. I don't use plastic anymore. And this I give to people when they leave my yard after gathering so that they can carry on that tradition and leave no plastic. So I also use the proper tool. And it's just like if you're doing an amputation, would you kind of rip it off or would you do a nice surgical cut? So these are the elderberries. And in the spring, we gather the elder flowers, and it makes a really tasty beverage. It's really medicinal, it's soothing and refreshing. In the summer and early fall, we gather the berries. And down here, we cut it off nice and smoothly, like this. In the winter, we gather the sticks, so we can make the clap sticks. You can also make bows, you can make stave dice for our gambling game, but the gambling game is more a game of settle up. Okay, so we've gathered our elderberry, our elder flowers, and now we're ready to have a feast. I'm going to start first with the elder flowers, and because now it's summer, I gathered them in spring, and these are the dried elder flowers. I keep them in a jar in a cool, dark place. They last a long time. If we were going to make elderflower hot tea, we would take a pinch or two. Wait, actually, I have a spoon here somewhere, and I use fillable tea bags. I like the kind with the drawstring and the little tag so that you can put it outside. So we're going to put a couple of pinches of elderflowers, usually about 2 teaspoons full, into your bag. Tighten it up. Put it into your Rowan Harrison original signed turtle cup. and then add your hot water. Let it steep about 5 minutes. It's really good for the immune system. It gives the immune system a boost. It's good to lower blood sugar. It helps with clean skin. It's a really good medicinal plant for you. You can add sweetener if you so choose. And do you want to taste?
Sure.
Oh, I don't have my glasses on.
That is delicious.
And that's without sweetener.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even better on a hot summer day is elderflower fizz. And elderflower fizz is, you make like a cordial out of the elderflowers. You boil them with a little sweetener, and then you add it to sparkling mineral water. And oops, this they'll be coming back for more of the elderflower fizz.
So you just make like a syrup, basically,
Make a
and
syrup,
then you
like a
flavor
simple
your
syrup.
water with it.
Yes.
That's great.
Come on over,
Okay.
taste it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. My kids would go,
They come back for more.
yeah. I'm going to keep this one.
Okay, yes. Now for elderberries. I've just gathered a few of the elderberries, and if I'm not using them right away, I dry them and store them again in a tight jar out of the sunlight in a cool place. But I can make elderberry syrup, and this is the syrup. Slow pour. It's really tasty. I keep it in the refrigerator. And elderberry jelly. and this is delicious. And I think Brian's going to have some on a croissant. So,
Moi.
yeah, come on over. Yes.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
Now you're going to share all the recipes with us, right? So
I'm
we
going to
get all
share the
measurements right.
recipes with you. Yeah. Last but not least, you know how kids like the elderberry gummies you can get at the health food stores? You can make your own elderberry gummies. And this is the mold that I use to make my elderberry gummies. And I just pour the syrup into here and let it harden. Well, that's a little bit more complex than that, but I let it harden in the refrigerator like this. You can pop them out afterward, and then you store them in the refrigerator, and you have your own elderberry gummies. So thank you for joining me at Kitty Wischick Corner, and I hope you'll come back again soon.
I had such a good time with Cat High, and I have so much respect for her and what she's doing and her whole message. So thank you, Cat, for that time and the really cool recipes that were surprising and different and delicious, every one. Anyway, our next show is called Backyard Bio Blitz. I bet you have no idea what that's going to be like. Me neither. Let's check it out. Who's that hanging in my backyard? It's the Backyard Bio Blitz.
Hello, this is Suzanne Gouldeman for the Topanga New Times, and this is a TNT Discovery Adventure. I'm on a safari in my own backyard today to see what kind of plants and animals I can discover. This is a Backyard Bio Blitz, and I'm happy you're joining me today, so let's see what's out here. A Bio Blitz is just a fancy term for seeing how many living organisms you can find in a specific place in a specific amount of time. It can be a group activity, but during the COVID-19 emergency, it makes a great family activity. Okay, well, right under our feet here, these are the dens of the antlion, a ferocious predatory insect that digs this neat pit, kind of like the heffalump traps in the Winnie the Pooh stories, and waits at the bottom for an unfortunate ant to fall in, and it pounces on its prey and dispatches it. The ant lion is actually the larvae of an insect that is rarely seen, but it's a very effective hunter, and it has a good strategy here. See what else we have. Try our luck turning over a rock. And when you do this, you always want to turn the rock over towards you, being careful because you don't want to disturb a snake or something. There's not much here except some of those ants that are the prey for the antlion. These are Argentinian ants. They're actually an invasive species. Well, just because the rocks are often good habitat does not mean you are automatically going to find anything interesting underneath them. Let's see, this is a nice big rock. Whoop. Well, we are just not having a tremendous lot of exciting things. Here's some pillbugs. That's kind of fun. Whoop, come here. Let's take a look at this little guy. Pillbugs, or roly-polies as they're called, are actually terrestrial crustaceans. They're an isopod. You can see all of those bazillions of little legs, indicator that this is not an insect, and they're more closely related to marine crustaceans like shrimp than they are to land insects. This is a very ancient species family. They go all the way back in the fossil record to before the time of the dinosaurs. And new research shows that these little guys are really good at processing and neutralizing toxins. We're going to put them back down here in the soil, heavy metals, contaminants. And we're also going to put our rock back because it's always a good idea to replace anything that we disturb. See what else we can find. Well, this is all dried out now. It's a native plant called rabbit's tobacco. It had a bumper year this year. Its seeds are wind-borne, and that's how they end up in people's gardens. I like to encourage native plants when they crop up. Well, here we go. This is evidence of a red fox squirrel at work, and this is funny because there's no pine tree right here. He clearly brought these here for a little squirrel picnic, but he takes the pine cones and eats the nutritious part from the seeds and drops the rest behind. We have two tree squirrel species here, the red fox squirrel, who is not a native, and the gray squirrel, who is. What else have we got? Oh, hey, there's a feather. That's a hawk feather, I think. Oh, very pretty. I believe that this is either a Cooper's hawk or a red-shouldered hawk. They have that dramatically barred pattern on their feathers. Beautiful. Only Native Americans are allowed to legally possess raptor feathers, so we're going to put it back where we found it. But it's beautiful and fun to see. I'm coming this way because we've been having a lot of owl activity, and for a second I thought that was going to be an owl feather. The owls have been up in these enormous eucalyptus trees at night. I hear them hooting. And I thought maybe we'd find some evidence of them here. Okay, well, this is where they've been sitting. White splashed stuff on the leaves here and the bushes. It's called whitewash. Oh, there we go. And here's an owl pellet. That's exciting. Okay, right here. And I'm just gonna pick it up. I don't recommend that you do that. They could have bacteria or parasites. But these little bones are, and fur in here, that is the, there's more. There's another one. Look at that. Just like your cat, which has hairballs to eliminate fur, the owl can't digest fur and bones, so it spits them out in a pellet. As you can see here, these little bones belong to rodents. We're probably looking at gopher bones, maybe mouse bones. These are great horned owls here. Like I said, I don't recommend handling this stuff, but I'll be careful to wash my hands. And oh, look at that. Wow. Well, that's a gopher skull. Look at those teeth. Those are the teeth that come up and gnaw through your trees in your orchard and your flowers. They're ferocious chewers. That's very impressive. The owl swallowed this guy whole and spat out the bones. That's quite a cast iron digestion. I'm going to put that back and see what else we can find here. Oh, this is fun. This little tiny plant right here. And there's another one right here. This is the toyenberry. And just the way the owl has spat out the bones of its prey, these are the berries of the toyon are eaten by birds, and their digestion helps to germinate the seeds. So wherever they eliminate waste, the seeds tend to grow. Coyotes can plant them too. And this right here is a baby oak tree, a coastal live oak. It's also probably planted by birds. In this case, the scrub jays will hide the acorns for later and forget where they put them. So even in the middle of this very man-made landscape of non-native plants, the natives are kind of making a comeback here. This is another native plant that's having a go at it. That's coyote brush. Its seeds are dispersed by the wind, and it's one of the first native plants to come back in an area that's been disturbed. And that's not bad for a 5-minute Bio Blitz in the front yard. Thank you for joining me today. This is Suzanne Gouldeman for TNTV, and what's in your garden? If you find something interesting, please let us know.
Incredible backyard Bio Blitz, Suzanne. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. What about you guys? What have you got crawling and creeping in your backyards? Go back there and film it. Send it to us so we can put it on TNTV. I'm Brian Chapman for Topanga New Times. Hope you enjoyed this. I had a great time. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I had such a good time with Kat, and those recipes that she's got are #1 for elderberry fun, if you know what I'm saying. And I really need to make one of those clapsticks. I want to learn how to do that. Hers was beautiful too. Did you see it was all painted? Really cool. Anyway, I love Kat. She's very dear. Topanga treasure, I would say. What is it? These are kind of fun short films? Not really. They're sort of television-y. TNTV. That's what they are. They're just TNTV. Backyard Blitz. A backyard bio. A backyard. I can do this. It's time for a backyard Bio Blitz. That's a little too aggro. Backyard Bio Blitz.